Hello, good people. How are you guys? My name is Kamara Daughtry with Relationship Talk with Kay. And today we have a special treat just for you. If you are single, if you are out here, you're like, listen, I know that I'm gonna either be married soon or you're in the dating phase, you want to stay locked in because I have a guest show host. His name is Matthew Kenty, and we have a very special guest. Her name is Brittany Passion. So we'll be going through. You. Let me see.
What's going?
On.
Appreciate
Okay.
Yeah,
You
it's
look
beige now,
great. I
saying
like this.
go with the
Is
skin.
this
See,
beige?
it's popping, it's glowing. You know, it's
Listen. Listen, I love it, okay? Brittany is going to be added
right.
on soon. Matthew, you are a real estate investor, and you are in wholesales. But for
All right,
people
so I'm
who
at
don't
Kenty.
know who you are, let
I
people know a little bit
currently
about you.
go to Tuskegee, kind of, sort of. I graduated last semester, but we walk our seniors in the spring semester. So kind of in the mix of, you know what I'm saying, that transition. But I do real estate wholesale in the city of Birmingham, which is the investor role. So kind of like a liaison for off-market properties, trying to find them some deals. So that's really what I do.
Let me
Right.
tell y'all something. You are already in real estate. You're making a name for yourself. I know y'all, ladies. I've had people come in my DMs and say, hey, Kamar, I saw that guy that you had on to you. And I go, girl, I'm trying to holler at him. Now, let me
I do
ask you
have somebody
before
that's
people
special
hop in your
right now in my
DMs, are you
life. I'm not
single?
gonna lie. Um, oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
Just keep it up front. Because these women don't play. They be like, he said he was single. They be like, he said he was single. Okay, Brittany, what I want you to do is I want you to hop on. For all of my good people out there, Matthew, you are currently, you said, hey, I
All
have
right.
somebody who is special.
So
But what
check this
is
out.
some
We
key
gotta
things
be.
that you look for when you're dating a
I
woman?
like to call it equally yoked, but people think it's holy moly, like understand being equally yoked. But we have to complement each other. So like, let's say because I'm such a spontaneous person, I need somebody that's a forward thinker, that's a planner. You know what I'm saying? So like, the perfect mate for me would be strong, where I be. Right.
Now, you said, of course, somebody that compliments you. And then I guess, what are some qualities that you're looking for? Are you looking for her to be almost like a
All
dominant
right.
woman? That
So
she has to be,
she got to be
like,
loyal, of
what are you
course. Like
looking
these are
for?
the givens, the non-tangibles. Like she gotta be able to be my peace, of course. Like after a long day of doing whatever, like being at work, you know,
Mhm.
sometimes like as a black man, like the world can beat you up, and you don't want to come home to chaos. You know what I'm saying? You want to come home to somebody that you could smile or laugh and be relaxed with. You know what I'm saying? So like, I really want somebody that can be my peace. Um, let's see, somebody that's fun. You got to keep it spicy. You got to keep it hot. You know. So like, I don't want to be able to say that, okay, this relationship has gotten boring. Like, we got to be able to always find something fun to do.
Mhm. Listen, now you
Oh, you got
know
to
that
hot.
these women like to keep it spicy. You see everything on social media, okay?
Hi.
So I
Sorry,
have no choice but to.
my line
Hi,
right
What's up? What's
Brittany.
here.
up?
Hello,
Hey.
beautiful. Okay, first of all, I just want to say it is an honor to have you and of course my guest host Matthew Kenty. But Brittany, I mean, I've been following you. I say, you're an entertainer. You are an entrepreneur and you are a booking and sales agent. So what I want you to do is for people who don't know
Okay,
you
well,
and
hello
this is their first time
everybody.
seeing you
My
online,
name is
please
Brittany
tell them a little bit
Passion.
about you.
I'm currently in Atlanta, Georgia. And like she stated, I am I have my own company called The Passion Experience. Do event planning, event staffing, branding, and booking for actors, models, athletes, musicians, influencers, etc. I do extras casting as well. And I also am the CEO of my own skincare and wellness line called Euphoric Expressions. And I act a little bit of other stuff too.
Listen, that's the one where I'm like,
I got you, sis.
makeup, please.
Lip gloss and body butters.
Lip gloss, please.
Together.
I might need it for the skin.
Okay. So your skin is already flawless.
Let's break it down.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just went to the dermatologist. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right.
About his health. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me do this. Everybody who is watching, welcome. I want you to drop your relationship status, and I'm gonna let Matthew and Brittany do the same. But if everybody can drop their relationship status,
drop your relationship status below, people.
Complicated. It's okay. Now listen, some of y'all gonna say single, but if we go in DMs, it's not single. Okay, so today we are talking about basically what are women looking for in a man. Now let me give y'all some back history, right? So African American women, we are, as of right now, very independent. We see this all online. Social media is with stats. And we are also making sometimes more than black men. Nothing wrong with that. But Matthew Kenty, he's in real estate, so he's probably making more than us right now. But a lot of women, and the topic of conversation is basically, what are black women looking for in a man? You've heard probably podcasters and relationship hosts say, well, they have everything that they need. But I'm looking at you, so beautiful, intelligent. I want to ask you, what are some things you're looking for?
So a few things I'm looking for. Like you stated, it is, y'all know, well, y'all both in Atlanta?
No, Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Oh yeah. 205.
Okay, Birmingham.
Well,
okay. Well, Atlanta, the dating scene in
I'm from Atlanta, in Boston.
Very difficult, and people think it's just like a cliche to say that, but no, it is very, very difficult. As you stated, I am a successful woman. I am very busy. I don't like to say busy. I'm very productive, right? And so sometimes it gets hard. It really gets hard. But what I look for in a man is, one, he has to be attentive. Very, very attentive. Like, I feel like women are complex, right? And men are simple. But if you have a guy that is attentive and he pays attention to the small things, that's going to go a long way. Women, yes, we are complex, like I stated, but you know, if our boo just pay attention to the small things, we will be good. I'm telling you, little things like paying attention from the time you meet me. From the time we first meet, like, I'm simple. I like flowers. You ain't got flowers every day, but the first met, you know, me like flowers every so often. Give me some flowers. I still like the simple stuff. I love a man who is assertive. Assertiveness turns me on, girl. It turns me on. Like, you want, like he spoke on being equally yoked. Like, we have to be able to each other. So if you know what you want and can communicate what you want, then we gonna be good, baby. We gonna be good, because listen, I am very vocal. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly what I want. And listen, baby, if you like your feet rubbed too, I'll rub your feet. Just tell me. So I love who are assertive, attentive, and last but not least, somebody who can mentally stimulate me. Like, I need a man who can turn me on without touching me. Because turn me on without touching me, once you touch me, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. He
look,
does real estate.
Y'all
like,
know her name
I
is
need a man who I'm able to learn from.
FYI.
So you can mentally stimulate me and I can learn from you. We're gonna be good, baby, because listen, we can take over the world, be a power couple.
For sure. And I say, tell me a lot of times when you were explaining like
Matthew,
what you want in a man, just tell me. Like, communication is real big, and a lot of people fall short in that. But like, you got your mouth, you got to speak. Because if you don't speak, you don't, like, problems that come up. And if you don't speak, like, just go to crap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly. But you know what, Matthew? Honestly, I think a lot of times it's fear. I feel like lack of communication comes from fear. Fear of what your partner might think. You know, fear of maybe hurting your partner.
right.
Or sometimes it's just fears like, oh, I don't want them to judge me, or I don't want them to take it the wrong way. But it's like, no, if we just speak how we feel, everything is, to me, it's not what you say, but how you say it. You
know? Right. And I feel like people prematurely get into relationships because why are you scared to talk about these things? You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
What you think will happen? Like, to me, if I'm really feeling you and we have this thing going, your problems they don't become my problems, but I'm almost equally concerned about them as you are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to fix them with you. Like, it's a journey that we're going together. Like, it's a goal that we're trying to get at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
And I like how you said it, like, it's that journey. We are on this journey together. And if we don't have togetherness, then we don't have anything. So we got to be able to communicate. Listen, a lot of people hop into marriages, they have kids, and it's like, how y'all been together for 6 years and you don't know this man don't want kids?
Yes.
Right.
No, let's take it here, because first of all, to everybody who is just joining, put your relationship status in the comments. A lot of y'all are saying engaged, married. A lot of y'all are also saying single.
Listen,
Brittany, you got some
my
fans
relationship
now.
status.
One
My
guy
relationship
said,
status
Brittany, my love,
manifesting.
I fall in
Okay,
love
that's
with
my
you.
status. Okay, this year.
So,
And I'm gonna tell you this. So during 2020, I'm in journalism, and of course, seeing the reports on the divorce rate increasing, that was something that really took me back. And I was like, whoa. You know, you had people who were in relationships, or you can say even marriages, for 20 years. And then you really don't see each other 9 to 5, and you might see each other maybe 4, hours out of the day, go on vacation maybe once or twice. And then when you sit down and finally talk, you say, wow, you really didn't like this person. So that really got me, that's what I'm saying. That really got me thinking, like, questions. What questions are
That's a
you
good question.
asking?
Let's start with Matthew on that one.
all right. So, what questions do I ask? Like, it's a trick question that I ask everybody before I even take them serious.
Trick question.
How did you learn in your past relationship?
Mm.
And if their answer is outward, like blaming the other person, oh, I learned that niggas ain't, you know what I'm saying? Or I learned that you can't trust people. I learned that this, and this. And if she can't look inside and see, okay, I learned that, okay, I'm weak in here and I could do better here. Or taking an introspective moment to see how she could have done things better. If she doesn't look inside or let me know that she could have done something better, it lets me know that she can't smell her own crap.
And that's what I was about to say. Just that question alone, you can gather so much information about a person.
Right.
Just that question alone. And I have asked that, like she said, when meeting potential suitors, I have asked that, like, okay, well, what happened with your last relationship, without getting too deep into it. But I like that question. What did you learn? Because it's not what happened, but it's what did you learn from that relationship, and what are you doing to make it better? At the end of the day, we have to be able to improve ourselves. We got to be constantly improving ourselves, because what I've been learning is you attract, like, you mirror what you attract. So where I am in life right now will determine what type of men I'm attracted. And you know, when I was stuff, I was attracting a certain type of, and I'm like, this is the same person, just with a different face. But that's my mindset, my heart, my healing, where I was at that point in life. That's what I was attracting constantly. So now it's a different story. But for me, Kamara, I asked a lot of questions.
Let me say this. Me too. I will ask you, so why did y'all break up? If y'all was together so long, how come you didn't propose?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Right.
It was with 5 years. What? Those, right? A man, I asked you all those questions. I also asked you, what makes you, you know, what the simple questions too. I have a master's in counseling, so
okay.
I'm a question. People, I'm like, I'm not trying to be in your business, but I'm trying to be in your business because at the end of the day, like, I know what I want. I know eventually I want to get married. I'm ready to start, you know, having a family. So I'm going to ask those questions. But essentially, I do want to know those. I'm not going to say smaller questions, but the simple questions like, what makes you happy? Because a lot of people, you can ask somebody what makes you happy, and they might be like, oh, being successful, or oh, but a lot of people don't know genuinely what makes them happy. They don't
Right.
know.
True.
That.
Brittany, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I'll start off with this question.
Okay.
Do you respect somebody who will tell you the truth whether you like it or not? All right, so
I respect the man, like I said, who's very assertive. Whether I'm gonna like it or not, don't tell me what I want to hear because I'm on a whole nother level. I don't want to tell my age now, but I'm not 21-year-old Brittany anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real. This is real life. Like,
for sure.
be honest. It's okay for us to. It's okay if we don't work out. That's okay. That doesn't mean we're gonna end up bad terms. That just means we dated. We found out what we liked and what we didn't like, and it wasn't.
Right.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you this. In the beginning, you asking all these questions, right? You ask him, why did your last relationship end?
Yeah.
And he tells you, man, I done cheated, man. She caught me. I got caught up. Do you believe once a cheater, always a cheater? Or do you think since he is man enough to tell you that truth, you give him a chance?
Let me tell you, I don't believe, like, it's, like I told you, it's a turn off for a man to be honest and for him to tell me what he wants. I don't believe once a cheater is always a cheater. But then I'm going to ask, okay, so you cheated on her, that ended. Well, how many serious relationships have you been in? And out of those serious relationships, if you tell me 3, did you cheat on all 3 of them? Then we go, listen,
Are
I'm
you
a big deal.
Serial cheater? Do you have a problem?
So these bad behaviors.
I cannot be your next victim, friend.
Listen,
I'm sorry to
I
say.
messed up. Players mess up. So I might have messed up in the past. I'm not gonna say once a cheater. I ain't gonna say once a cheater, always a cheater. You grow, you learn, and the crazy part about it is cheating is not a lot of people's deal breaker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true.
Some people might be like, oh, domestic violence or this, that, and the third. But they're like, if he cheat on me, that's not a deal breaker for me. You know?
For sure.
So let me ask y'all this, because I think this is really good. And for all of our people, E. Josiah, DJ Wildcard, we see you. He said, Brittany, would you date a man that makes less money than you?
Would I date a man that makes less money than me? Yes, I would date a man that makes less money than me. Yes, I have dated men that have made less money than me. Surprisingly, I would say 50% of my serious relationships, I was the breadwinner. Now,
Okay.
no, they made way more money than me.
So let me ask you this: how do you? Because I think we really just had these conversations like in the Black community, right? And I'll get into my psychology about that.
Girl, we
when I
have more of them.
So basically, what role does a man play if he's not financially providing? You tell me that, and then I'm gonna hit the man.
You said what role does he play?
What role can he play in life for you? If you are the primary breadwinner, what is he bringing to the table?
Oh, I mean, at the end of the day, like, yes, I want you, as long as you're financially stable. Now, it's difference between, okay, I'm making more money than you, but if you're financially stable, if you have goals to, you know, elevate, then that's fine. Now, if I'm making more money than you, but you thinking, you know, you're about to live off of me.
Right.
That's a whole nother ball game. At the end of the day, I learn, you know, to let a man be a man. I know there are still, I'm making more money, so I'm quote unquote the man of the house, or he can't tell me to do this, or he can't. At the end of the day, baby, let that man be a man. Mm-hmm. Money for me, that's not determining, like, okay, your worth as a man, even though that's what society says. You get what I'm saying? But as long as we're building together, we're, like he said, we're on this journey together, we're elevating together, and you have goals and bigger goals and dreams and different things you want to do, then I'm going to rock with you. But if you, like I said, if you think you about to be a bum, you about to live off me, you about to drive my car, you about to do all this, you just about to stay at home and kick it, and nah, we're not doing it.
you fit. I'm gonna tell you something. You gonna have these men in your DMs. You gonna see all these guys now they tapping in. She talking about some. Listen, that does not determine your value. Matthew, what you think about this?
But I don't think it does. But
For sure. So like the question was, does a man give worth when he doesn't provide money in the relationship?
people said like, what role does he play if the woman is earning more than him? Like, what role does he play?
Shoot. I really think a man has to be secure in his masculinity, real secure in his masculinity to be in a relationship where a woman makes more than him. Because when you look at the societal norm, a man is supposed to provide, protect, and be there for his wife, right?
Yeah.
Break
Yeah.
When that
it down.
provide isn't there, I mean, what else is he providing? You know what I'm saying? So like protection, or I mean, honestly, the ideal situation for me is to be the breadwinner in a relationship, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because if my wife, when I look at it from a wife standpoint, if my wife makes more money than me, it's about the goal at the end of the day. Like, what are we working towards?
Correct.
Sometimes put your ego to the side and say, okay, what is the goal at the end of the day? Are we trying to get a house? Are we trying to build something for the future for our children? Are we trying to take a trip? Are we trying to
Exactly.
go vacations a year? You know what I'm saying? So like everybody has to bring their piece to the puzzle.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So like if the man doesn't provide the bulk of the money to that puzzle, that really doesn't matter. As long as that goal is getting attained at the end of the day, as long as we're getting closer and closer to that goal. You know what I'm saying?
He could provide in a whole lot of other ways. And you talked about it once you first hopped on, is where I lack, he provides, and where I provide, where he lacks, he provides. Like, yes, money is like, we're not about to be broke. Let's get it there. But we're not about to be broke. But at the same time, like you said, it's what is our goal? What are our goals together on this journey, and how can we get there, and how can we achieve it? And anything can happen in life where, people are married, wife may get sick. So now the primary breadwinner can't do what she needs to do. So that man has to step up and, find other ways, because it's not always going to be like, okay, I'm always the breadwinner. Sometimes it changes. Life happens.
Right.
It changes.
Right. Because like if my counterpart makes more money than me, I may be strong in managing and investing and making that money grow, where she may be a big spender. She might want to get her nails done every week, which nothing wrong with that. She may want to be in Balenciagas and Gucci and all that. But I may know how to make that money grow. So she bring that piece of the puzzle. I bring my intellect to the puzzle. I get a couple more properties. I get that ball rolling,
Mm-hmm.
and then it works out that way. Because
somebody said here, he said, hey Sean, he said the right partner will amplify your financial status.
I like that.
That's a caption right there, and that's what Matthew was just saying. Like, the right person will help you amplify that. Like, y'all have to be on the same. Y'all have to be on the same page.
Now let me ask you this, because this is important, because we're running through a lot of topics, and this also gets into marriage counseling. I do believe in that. I do believe in premarital counseling even before, because sometimes we could be so engulfed in the person, like, dang, they fine, they this. But then somebody from the outside who you trust, okay, from the outside, maybe even as a believer, can say, listen, these are some things that I discern that both of you all, before y'all get into marriage, need to handle.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this. How long do you think a couple should date before they get married? And I'm all for the days, the month stories. I've seen people, get married within a matter of time. But what do you think? What's your mindset on that?
For me, I don't think you can put a time frame, frame on it. I know people like, 6 months and 5 years, but listen, I've dated people for 3-4 years, and we ain't go nowhere after that. I've people for less, and we, it's all about you and that person. It's all about y'all mindset at that time. And like I said, you mirror what you attract. So at that time in your life, that's what you're attracting. So it really does just depend. Because some people say they meet somebody, you know, what they say
3 days.
first night,
Yeah.
3 days.
I believe it.
Get married off that. Like, it really depends. Like, me 3 days to know if she's eligible to be a girlfriend or not. You know what I'm saying? But like my dad say, you know a wife when you meet one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hold on. Do we need to have Mr. Kenty and Mrs. Kenty, his parents, on here? Because they've been married over 20 years. And Mrs. Kenty bad. Just FYI.
Yeah.
If we get them on here, they're going to end up doing marriage counseling for the whole group.
But
No shit.
you know a wife when you meet one, and that's why I tell, you know, guys and women, like, guys know. Just like they say, guys know when they first meet you, they know what category they gonna put you in, whether you in the friend zone, the friends with benefits zone,
Right.
the bud buddy zone, they already know. Just like women, we know, like, you know, he's, you know, he could be a friend, but men know, they know. So if he's not texting you back, not asking to spend
Come on
time,
now.
he ghosting you, doing all this other stuff, he doesn't take you serious. Because I personally feel like, and Matthew, you can attest to it or not, like, when a man knows, he knows, and if he knows, he gonna put that effort.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna
Right. Yeah.
want to see you. He don't want to spend time with you. You know, like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be no guessing games.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be no confusion, no secrets, no
It's
moving
gonna
money.
It's gonna be easy to him. It's gonna be second nature. Like, a man is gonna go for what he wants at the end of the day, and you can no time period on it. Like, shoot, it could take 6 months, it could take 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like men work on a financial clock. I was listening to a podcast the other day. Like, a man, once he finds that wife, okay, I have this wife, but I have to know if I'm able to financially provide for the household that we're going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of factors that go into whether a man is ready to move from that girlfriend status to a marriage status.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of saving, there's a lot of preparing to go into that, because even if you're not providing financially, you are providing for two people at the end. People is going to be in your house,
Mm-hmm.
in your domain.
And like he said he will prepare. Okay,
You
will,
gotta
y'all trying to have a part
right,
two.
so I'm gonna do what I gotta do to prepare to be able to provide. Amen.
Let me tell you something. We might have to do a part two, because preparation is key. Matthew, you know, hearing a guy who is securing himself come on here and say, hey, listen, when it comes to the finances, I just want to make sure that we are equally yoked. His parents are both in ministry. So I know that plays a lot in saying, hey, he has the gift of, you know, discerning of spirits, where he can say, is this woman really for me? Is she a counterfeit? Is she somebody who I'm just hanging out with? But Matthew, I want to ask you from a guy's perspective, why do you think maybe a lot of Black women aren't getting married sooner?
Black get married
You
sooner?
said or aren't?
Aren't.
Oh, aren't. I was about to say, I don't know a lot of Black women getting married sooner. I believe it's because of society.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's because of the social media environment. I believe it's because of the music that we listen to. It's almost, it slows down that process, because a lot of people are the single. How do I put this into words?
The singleness is at the top of the list.
The singleness is glamorized.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and you're not lying.
Want to have like it's a trend to have 4 to 5, to have a roster, to have multiple people. Like, we want to be outside, like EJ said, like,
You say outside.
glamorized. You want that because you see it, because you listen to it, because you see it on the TV, because you see it on Snapchat. You want to do what your friends are doing, and it looks fun. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of people who are 30 and 40 years old with nobody to say that loves them. You know what I'm saying? With no children to show for, you know, what they've done.
Matthew, it's so crazy because half of those girls and women whether it's the city girls, whether it's whoever else, you know, promoting, like you talked about the music. Guess what? All of them got men. All the most of them married or engaged, or you know, they got somebody
Right.
that's taking loving
So,
on them and taking care of them. That's the funny
right.
part about it. Like,
So my question would be, why do they promote that? Like, what's the agenda here?
mm-hmm.
Like, why doesn't the people in charge, the people that's really pushing this stuff, why do they want people to be separate for a long time? Like, why don't they want black people to get married early and build a dynasty starting from a young age?
Listen, you getting deep now. You don't even want to listen.
They don't want that. Like, I know that that wasn't what this call was for,
yeah.
But there's something behind that agenda that they're pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Josiah, y'all talking about some real good topics. He said it won't sell. And he said, and I would say,
he said, what's our age bracket, because that matters too.
I don't think this matters. I don't know why on my feed, because I haven't been searching for it, y'all. So just FYI. But on my feed, I've been seeing like couples, like women in their 20s and 30s marrying people in their 50s and 60s. Do y'all see an issue with that?
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier when I was in the office. We were talking about that earlier. I've been seeing it everywhere. It's like these men, girls are 20 and they the same age. They boy, my grandpa.
That's a money move. That's for sure a money move.
Money move.
They want somebody that.
Some of these people, some of these older guys, these are like regular, making 50, 60K.
Oh, you're talking about men dating older women who are already women.
A woman in her 20s or 30s,
right?
Getting with somebody who is probably in their 50s or 60s, and he ain't making a lot of money.
Well, what I've learned going in life, like women want somebody who's established. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I attract women that are way older than me, but because I'm established, well, I'm getting established, more established than other people, even like people who are 28, 29, 30. Because I'm more established than the norm, that's attractive to them. That seems more safe than somebody who's just getting into it, getting the swing of things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you this. I want to go back to, there is a reason for that. You talked about, pushing an agenda for black women to be single and wives separate. I'm going to give you all, you can say the ministry answer. So we already know that the enemy hates unity. He loves divorce.
Yep.
Right.
That's why even in destiny ordained friendships, godly ordained friendships, Brittany, you know this, Matt, you know this, there will try to be friction. The enemy will try to mess with your mind. Same thing like with a spouse or a partner. So, we can go back, to slavery. We can go back to a lot of things. But one thing that I do notice, especially with black women, we have to look at the household that they grew up in. A lot of their mothers were independent single women. Yep. So what they don't want to happen to them, but sometimes they are repeating the same cycle, is they don't want anybody domestically abusing them. Mm-hmm. They don't want anybody financially abusing them. Or if they do have more money, they just don't want to be taken advantage of. So we see this notion, I think, probably within the last 20, 30 years, of a lot of black women saying, I'm not going to deal with that. I don't have to deal with it. But then you have this generation who's like, hey, I want love. I want to be with somebody. Mm-hmm. But they still got it ingrained in their mind of, don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
You like, oh my God, what do I do?
A lot of older women are broken and younger women are broke. It's easier to fix broke than broken. And it's so crazy that you said that, what you just said, because at Christmas time, my family had this conversation. Because I think somebody asked what's our age bracket. I'm in the 30, 40s age bracket, closer to 30. But, so my family had this conversation at Christmas, and we were playing a game. And the question was, if my grandmother raised my mother and my aunt to be wives and mothers, or she raised them to be single, independent women. And so that was the question that went around, and my uncles, everybody was there, but it really got deep and got real because my grandma had to step back and think. Mind you, my grandmother and grandfather had been married for 30-something, 40-something years. And my grandma sat back and said, even though she was a wife and a mother, she said she raised them to be single, independent women. She said, I don't think I raised them to be wives and mothers. Hence the reason why they might have been married. My mom, aunt, family, multiple times.
Right.
Single mom, so 3, 2, 3, 4, so and my grandma, they had an example, right?
Right.
But she said, I raised them to be single and independent, not wives and mothers, so I didn't know how. So my mom didn't know how, even though she was married 3 times, she didn't know how to teach me.
Right.
So I'm learning through my healing journey.
Me personally, like, I want a woman that's self-sustainable, but when she's ultra independent, that's not good, because in a relationship, it's like you're leaning on one another. If you don't need one another, once the storm comes, like, y'all will just break apart. There has to be a dependence there for a relationship even to work. You know what I mean?
It is.
Right.
Yes. And a lot of people don't understand that. And when I was in my 20s and fresh out of college, I've always been in a relationship, quote unquote, as they would say, but I had to learn me, because I didn't really understand me. And I was in a mindset like, oh, I don't need nobody. I can do this and I can do that. But it goes back to, I think, a few comments people were making. It goes back to childhood. It goes back to how you were raised. It goes back to, I was raised by a single mom, no dad. So that plays an impact, even though I did have male figures, positive male role models in my life eventually, like my aunt, grandfather, and stuff, that I was able to pull from that and learn from that, but yeah, I was super independent. Like, I had to do some healing and some searching and, therapy and all that.
But then you also look at it like this. So, people have, because I get both sides, right? I'm on the spectrum of both sides. You still have to be self-sufficient. No matter what color you are, the Lord has given everybody a gift or some skills where they're supposed to be doing something on this earth where you can bring in some revenue. That I know for a fact, okay? So what I'm saying is, so for example, like you talked about, you were really brought up to be independent because, hey, your mother had to. So you're just trying to relearn everything. I think I was reading your post, and it was like, when you're 20 and 30, if you catch on to like deliverance, or if you catch on to getting some good therapy, that you're basically relearning how to be a brand new person.
Yep.
Like, everything from childhood, the junk. Lord, like, yo, let me get this all about you. Yeah, I spot you right now. Lord, girl, please, because your mouth. Please, let me get you before.
Listen, because a lot of it is what we're taught. A lot of it is what we're taught. So it's not really the core of who you are. It's just, this is what you've been taught. This is all you know. But it's like, once you know better, you do better.
True.
But Black people, we don't want to go to therapy. We don't want to have these conversations. We grow up and our families do things under the rug for years and years, and you never have a conversation. And so you think, well, this is just how I am. This is just me. And it's like, no, that's not how you are. That's not who you are. That's what you were taught. That's how you were raised. But let's get some healing. Let's get some therapy. Let's like she said, get rid of that junk so you can really learn who you truly are.
Right. And people don't just grow up to be what they're taught. People grow up to be what they've seen.
Yes.
And it can even go from a Black man's perspective, like even online, social media, but it's not glamorized how LeBron James has been with his wife for over 10 years and haven't cheated on his wife. It's glamorized how people are cheating on their girlfriends. Like, that's on the front page of the magazines. Like, Black men, majority, well, I wouldn't even say majority, but yeah, majority of Black men don't have somebody that they can copycat. Like, a man want to be, a little boy is going to be what his father is. You know what I'm saying? Like, naturally. Like, oh, I want to be like my dad. My dad is my hero. My dad is my Superman. That dad present, what does that little boy have to look to? He has his phone. He has the TV. What is the TV providing him on what a strong Black man looks like?
Correct.
And what that is not what a strong Black man is. And like I said, that's not even the truth of who they really are. They have agents pushing like agenda, like they want these children to be, I don't even know. That ain't good.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
Crazy.
Oh, go ahead, Brittany.
It's crazy. And then you have people like you spoke about LeBron James or even Russell Wilson. Now everybody like, oh, he corny.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, what?
Like he doing almost everything right. Like I don't know what he's doing behind closed doors, but you don't see him in the magazines for cheating on his girl, like his wife, like Sierra. Like he's doing almost everything right in my eyes, and people's looking at that as lame. Why?
Because they never saw it. They haven't seen it. So to them, that's abnormal. That's abnormal. They like, what? That's corny. That's lame. Like,
and you push that. Come on now.
Listen, I want to pop up here.
Best version.
They gonna push Krishan and Blueface. They gonna push that toxicity, and that shit triggers me every single time.
I'm just gonna keep it 100. I saw
it triggers me every time. Like
Christiana
for him and her, both of them
got millions of followers. But I will say this, and I get it. The relationship, I'm like, okay. She puts Jesus at the top, I think in her bio, if I'm not mistaken. Which I think is something that 24 million people that go to your page, they do see that name. So, you know, there is some light. But no, to your point, because I know this is a very touchy topic, especially when you're talking about, hey, this potential person that you are dating, you are looking for them to be a spouse. So you have to get into the real conversations. What pisses you off? What happens when you get mad? I need do you have friends? If you don't have friends, that is a red flag. I'm sorry.
Say one more time.
Social proof. You need to have social proof.
I'm not.
Say that one more time.
If nobody rock with you, why does nobody rock with you?
If you don't have friends, now listen, you don't have to go out, because I don't go out unless I'm like, you know, I have an event to be at or whatever because of my career. But other than that, like, you don't have to go out all the time. But if you don't got no friends, you ain't got no homeboy, nobody that when I get busy, you can't watch the game with. I'm going to something is wrong, and I've been through that in a relationship, and it was all about me 24/7. What are you doing? Are you still at work? Why are you still at work? And I'm like, where are your friends at?
Right.
Most guys should at least have one or two. Now some got a little group, but at least one or two. Whether that's a close cousin, somebody that other than me.
Yeah. If nobody's your friend, what makes you think I'm going to want to be your friend? Because this is a lifelong thing we doing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to find out why nobody's your friend eventually.
And then he going to tell you about it.
Somebody act like something they're not for too long. And I use that technique when I'm talking to somebody and try to make them my girlfriend. Like, I see the best foot that they trying to put forward, but all right, let's play this waiting game. Let's see how long you can put this act up. I'm gonna pick you apart eventually.
Yeah.
To be honest, first date, went out with a guy, first date, I just asked, my series of questions. And I'm not going to get, I just get to the real. So I need to know if you were with X, Y, and Z, why didn't you propose? Or I need to know why you don't date. You don't have to be a serial dater, but are you showing interest in other people? Like, I gotta know these things. Are you single? Okay. Does somebody out there think that they want? That's the question you gotta ask.
Guys will say they single, but about 2 or 3 women who they didn't really let out, they didn't let them down all the way just yet. So she thinking y'all in a whole something relationship, because I think somebody, it might have been EJ or DJ Wildcard, he said it earlier, like, I know guys will, I'm not bashing men. I love men. I love my black men. Listen, but I'm saying guys will. They put on, like Matthew just said it. Eventually, that best foot forward is going to start to show itself. Right. Guys will put on that mask. They will tell you everything they want to hear. Like, yeah, I want to have 3 kids. I want to get married. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I want to do all of that. But it just might not be with you. But he going to do and say whatever he needs to do to get whatever he wants from you. And once he gets it, it's the switch up happen.
Right.
And
so
then you said mad and you upset and you calling your friends and your family, and I thought he was the one, and it's like, you probably ignored every single red flag. You ignored every single one of them because a man will let you know. He probably told you in the beginning, and you either thought you could change him or you wasn't listening at all. Because you come in with our own, like, oh, he about to be my husband. Like, God didn't send that man. God, that he ain't it. But you came in with your own agenda, so you missed everything, sis. And it was right there in front of your face the whole time.
All right. Before I was going to take one more question, but I will take some viewers. Are y'all comfortable with viewers coming on?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. I want to tell y'all, if y'all are being disrespectful or if y'all are doing something inappropriate on these lives, you will get cut off. And I'm not being funny about that. Do not be nasty coming on these lives.
Yeah, don't come in here tweaking, man.
Because I will delete y'all so quick. Okay, we're going to add you. And y'all can pop in for about 5-10 minutes to 8:45. We got about 5 minutes, 15 minutes left. So, yeah. We got DJ Wildcard coming in. He been caught the whole...
DJ Wildcard been trying to get on here for a minute.
Hey, first things first. I'm too old to be doing all this
Okay.
stuff. I'm 38. I ain't got time for that.
Ooh, what happened?
Dang, DJ.
He'll come back in.
Yeah.
He'll come back in. For all of our new people who are joining, drop in the comments, what is your relationship status? Brittany Passion, who is a phenomenal entrepreneur, and my girl got her own beauty line.
Yeah.
She's talking to us about what she's looking for in a man. And then we got Matthew Kenty. He is in real estate. He's a real estate investor. So he's been breaking it down to us about what the men like. Okay?
Does he, Matthew,
okay.
Ladies. So don't, he's taking.
I don't know what happened. But no, I was saying earlier, that was me that said that switch up and change. Like, a lot of stuff that y'all talking about, I've been there, done that. I have an 18-year-old son and a 13-year-old daughter, you know, and I'm constantly trying to get them to understand that relationships are something you need to wait on because you don't know what you think you know. And the thing is that because you don't know, you can move too fast, and it's a blessing because you're trying to move fast. A lot of men and women don't understand that in you moving ahead of your time, that's where you miss out. God has a purpose. I truly, honestly believe that God has a person for everybody. But because we move with our own thought process and move the way we want to move, we miss out. You know what I'm saying? Right. And at the end of the day, you know, God may say, I need you to go over here because the steps that you're going to be taking is going to prepare you for the person that I have you for over here. Whereas we like, no, this person over here, they look good. They got their money, they got this, that. But you don't see all the back end stuff as far as the abuse or drug related or anything like that is going on the back end, and you end up missing out because of what's on the outside.
No, that's
so. At the end of the day, you know, I came in on this and I'm like, wow, like I really want to get on this conversation because I know not saying I know a whole lot, but I've seen a lot. I grew up in Memphis. I had friends that played. I've had friends that have done girls wrong and vice versa. I've seen it, and I've even like I've told my friends like, yo, like y'all need to chill, bro. Like you're not gonna be serious with the girl. Just leave her alone. Let her do what she do. You know what I'm saying? But it's no point of you wasting her time if you're not gonna be for real with her. And they be like, yeah, bro, but she fine, bro. I gotta get her, but bro, that's not yours. Your thought process ain't right. And I had to get away from
you thinking with the wrong head, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And they don't get that, bro. And it's like, oh my God, bro. And then, and the same thing for some females. Not saying, you know, all females like that, but some females are like, yo, like, I want, your intentions ain't good. So then when you get hurt, the first thing is, oh, all niggas ain't this, all niggas ain't that. But what was you doing too, though? You gotta put your 50% in it too.
Because women, we not off the hook. Some of y'all, we not off the hook because some of y'all listen. Yeah, some of us get what we ask for.
I mean, I'm not gonna say like I will say this, you know. Again, how I was saying earlier, how you was raised plays a part because if you wasn't raised, and I'm not gonna say that if just because you was in a single household, you still can't have the dynamics you need to have a good relationship.
Right.
However, what I am saying is that it makes a difference because if you have those role models set there to show you what you need to do for both female and male, you want to mimic that because you know what's gonna come of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a seed planted that's gonna grow, which of course you know what you reap is what you sow. What comes in the dark comes to the light. So in sowing that seed, that child is gonna reap the benefits of seeing what he's gonna have in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, you know, it's hard for a mom to try to show her son the direction he should go when it's technically her versus social media or her versus the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because what looks over here, what looks good over here to this child, he like, well, mom, like, why do I gotta follow this when my friend over here is getting this, and this, and he fine. Same
Mm-hmm.
thing for a female, vice versa. You know, so it really is hard for a single mom or dad to play a role that's needed when technically it should be both parties playing the same role, working together, so that way that child can, you know, not they can he can just come out and be in the go in the right direction.
Bruh, like it's not 50-50 in a relationship. It's 100-100. You know what I'm saying?
It's
I
supposed
agree
to
with
be,
that.
yeah.
And I like what you said at the beginning, bro. Like about God. Like you gotta in your singleness, you gotta keep God. You gotta keep God in your search. You know what I'm saying? Like if you gotta pray, because when you pray, God will reveal certain things about people that you wouldn't have seen if you didn't ask for Him to reveal those things. Like
Correct.
God will show you what you need to see. Like if you don't want to waste time, like me personally, I know I'm 23, but I'm not wasting no more time. Like the last relationship I thought was the one. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not looking for a girlfriend no more. I'm looking for a wife.
Yeah.
She gonna be a girlfriend before she goes into that wife status. But so I'm looking for wife qualities.
But intent.
You gotta search with intention.
Yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, it's hard to with so many with sex being the main focus in the entertainment world today. It's so hard to stay on course for both parties,
Mm-hmm.
because if it wasn't, you can remember again. That's why I said age matters, because at one point that stuff was hidden. You had everything was subliminal at one point. Now as you get out there, it's more and more stuff being put in the open,
Way
put in the open.
more.
So
Yeah.
yeah, way more access, right? So that's why I was saying I was, and I mean, and, granted, you were like, I don't think age plays part. It does, in some sense,
I
it
was just
does.
listening to you now. That was the comments. I hear you. I have a face behind the comments. We good. We good.
So, but I'm just telling you why I made the comment, because again, back then, you didn't. It was hard for you to see anything on TV dealing with sex, porn, this is that, and other. It was
BT after dark. You had to sneak.
yeah, you had to sneak and watch it, right?
Right now, it ain't
Right,
no sneaking. It ain't no nothing. It's just
right,
there.
There, too
right.
accessible.
And now it's just now you can put a laptop in the kids' hand and they go right to Pornhub and so forth and so on and all other kind of crazy sites. So
So you had to do it.
yeah,
My nephew
and, right. So yeah, so it's so many different things
mm-hmm.
that as a parent you don't have working on your side, and just in life period, it's so many different things working against you, because of course we all know this is the devil's world. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
So let me ask you this, because I think these are some good points to make. I know we got a couple more minutes. If there's anybody who wants to hop on the live, we'll take one more person. But DJ, where are you based? You based in Memphis or Atlanta?
I'm in Tennessee.
Oh, you in
I'm in
Tennessee?
Nashville right now.
Okay, awesome. I've been seeing the Memphis challenge. Don't worry, I'm gonna get in there. But I saw you put in the comments that you have 2 children, correct?
Correct.
Are you married?
I would.
You were married.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me ask you this. As somebody who is an eligible bachelor now with 2 children, your viewpoint is a little bit different on what you're looking for in a woman, because you're also looking for a mother. So what are some qualities that you look for?
Okay, so let me say this first. Currently, no, I'm working on me.
Okay.
Because the thing is that I'm not gonna sit here and say, I would be lying to say it's all her fault. I'm not gonna even play that game. Like I have because again, you see beautiful women every day. Now, granted, have I stayed with anybody else? No, haven't done like that. But I compliment, I say you're cute, whatever case it be. But again, I always believe that it takes 2. Just because I say you cute don't mean I want you. You know what I'm saying? It's a compliment. Take it, leave it. There you go. Just if you come to me, if you come to my wife at that time, I'll be like, yeah, she do look good. That's why I married her, and we can run about our way. But my viewpoints and stuff like that are different. But and what I look for a woman is, I just want you to accept me for me. I shouldn't feel like I have to change to accommodate you, because I'm not gonna try to change you. We were raised different. Then at the end of the day, take how we were raised and try to bring it together. There's no point in me trying to change you and you trying to change me, because then it, with how you were raised, it might not come together like it needs to, and it might not be the best for our household if we're gonna have a household. But
That's
that's the
kind of conversation and communication, like we were saying, asking those questions, you know.
Yeah. And in the beginning, I believe personally that each relationship should sit down and each party should have probing questions. Because if you don't have those probing questions in the beginning, then you will, until it happens, you will come across something that y'all don't agree. And then depending on how deep and serious something happened prior to reminds you, it brings out something that you, like the other party may be like, oh no, I can't deal with that. That's too much right there. I didn't know you was gonna act like that off of it. I didn't know you was gonna be like that. So those probing conversations are needed, so that way you two can grow as a couple and go in a happy direction, because there are definitely going to be disagreement times. Now, I have something to say before I dip off.
Okay.
My play sister's mom and dad have been married for 45, 46 years. And at the time I asked, I said, yo, how did you do it? Like, what did you do? How did you do it? He said, agree to disagree. And I'm like, okay, can you elaborate? You know, that's not telling anything. He said, okay. He said, so when a topic comes up that hasn't been discussed between the two, they sit down at the dinner table, they talk about it. Or they're in the bedroom, they talk about it, because that's the moment they had a conversation. When they talk, they ask each other how they feel about it. They talk about it, and then they agree either to agree or to disagree. And that way, when they hit it like somewhere down the line, they know where each party stand on it. So they agree or disagree, and they move forward. But instead of letting the conversation get the best of them, where they mad at each other, or, and not to say, of course a couple of them get mad at each other, but as far as it getting to a point where the word divorce can come about, or anything like that, they basically just agree, disagree, and then leave it alone.
Right.
And they said he said that that's helped their relationship tremendously, because he also goes back and looks at all the positiveness that he's had with her over the years, and it overtakes
the negative.
The negative, correct.
Bro, and I like how you said, like, you're not searching for nothing, you working on you. Like, that self-care and being on your purpose and being around stuff like that's attractive to women. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
I mean, you have to work on you, because if you, how can you be with somebody if you don't know yourself?
Don't know you.
And that's, you know what I'm saying?
Learn yourself. That's when that confidence comes out. You start walking, start talking different. And that's attractive to women. Like, women start coming up to you like, is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like,
start attracting the type or woman that you
want.
Right.
And I said, and then you start attracting the type of man or woman that you want as well, because you're exuding that confidence, because you know who you are, and you walking in your purpose. So now that you're walking in your purpose, you attracting nothing but to the point where you got options. You like, oh God.
And see, I want to say this as well. Like, for me, one of my biggest one of my biggest things that I did have a problem with, which I can say with confidence, communication. I wasn't, and I'm still working on it. I'm not big on communication, because for me, communication was a thing where I felt like you was being nosy, and I had to understand and realize that, bro, how you gonna say she being nosy, but that's your partner, bro? Ain't y'all working together? And like, I like talk to myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I will be lying and saying blame it all on her. Like, I had problems communicating, so I don't have a problem admitting it, but it's for anybody else. I said for anybody else that may sit here and think that, like, if you don't understand these things, you can't get married, because it's not gonna work. Communication has to be a key, and that's one thing that she kept pushing. And not to say I pushed away, but how I wanted to communicate wasn't working for the both of us. So I had
But I'm glad you said that, though, because we talked about it earlier, like different people, most of the time, the lack of communication comes from fear. And you just said it. You thought she was being nosy. You know, some people have that, like, well, why, you know what I'm saying? They have that fear, like, oh, this person just want to get in my business. They want to judge me. They're going to use it against me.
yeah,
I'm trying to
Yep.
show you.
and I
DJ,
felt
let me
that though.
ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, because this is really good. Communication is key. And I will say this, women in general, Brittany can attest, naturally, like we have like administrative power. Like that is a gift that like God has given us.
Yeah.
You're a woman, you will help me. Like you're supposed to say, hey, you're supposed to pull things out of people, right? So naturally, a woman's like, okay, what are you doing? What's wrong? We over communicate everything. We be on the phone for hours talking about nothing. Girl, this, and this, that. But for guys, and especially, it goes back to the way you grow up. I don't know what happened to you in your childhood, but if you're saying, hey, why you being nosy? Maybe that's something that your parents did. That's something that the people did that who were taking care of you. They didn't want people in their business. Again, for a lot of black families, not you, I'm talking about just in general.
In general.
A lot of black families, they had this thing where don't tell nobody what happens in this house stays in this house. And 9 times out of 10, what was going on in that house was abuse, molestation, all kind of crazy stuff. So now you are ready for a partner. You're ready to have your life. It's like these series of events happening. But you still dealing with things that weren't resolved from childhood. And that's the issue I think that a lot of us are having. But you do get a do-over. I do believe in restoration. You feel me?
That's why therapy is important. Like couples should go to therapy even if there's not a problem.
Correct.
You go to therapy to learn about each other.
Right.
You couldn't pull out.
Correct.
Maybe that therapist could pull out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then you learn stuff about each other. Okay, now I know how to tackle certain situations that may come up.
Preach.
I would tell anybody.
We trying to be, we trying to be we trying to be happy.
Brittany, you're gonna be married to the right man at the right time, and it's gonna be
I'm trying to be happy, live a purposeful life. So let's go to therapy individually and collectively, because who want to struggle? We got goals to do. We got trips to take. We got kids to make. I ain't trying to be, we agreements, but I ain't trying to be upset every damn day. Nah. So we gonna do what we need to do. And I feel like if we had these conversations more, I'm telling y'all, like, I don't know, but I think now that people are having these conversations and these podcasts, a lot of more black people are going to therapy. And a lot of more men are like this. This is wonderful, like speaking and communicating and educating, because listen, we got to start somewhere, and it starts with people like Matthew and what's your name again, sir? King. Yeah.
Well, you covered wild card.
Wild card. Wild card. So it starts with those conversations and people like you, your platform to interview people like us. So we, it's people that's tuned in, may have learned something, they taught us something. So we need to continue this. It's a game too, if y'all haven't played. I think it's called Mentally Stimulate Me. I forgot who created it. I think Derek Jackson created it. But it's a card game. I think everybody should get it. It's random questions. And I think it's another nice conversation. You've probably seen it all over Instagram. But it's 2 card games. Listen, my family play it all the time. Some of my friends, they have like a friends pack. They have a couple pack, a family. And it's random questions. And you just ask. And then everybody goes around the room, speaks on it, gives their opinions. And it opens the dialogue. It opens up the dialogue. We got to continue that.
You said it's called Stimulate Me?
So Mentally Stimulate Me.
Mentally Stimulate. All right, it's on App Store, right?
They got that one. And then tonight's conversations, I think, is mainly relationships. But Mentally Stimulate Me is, like I said, it's families, friends, couples. It comes in the pack, and it has all cards, and you can pick which pack you want to use depending on who you with. Sometimes we just pull it out, we drink whatever, and ask a question, and then everybody go around. And that's how the conversation started with my family. Like, did you raise the independent women or wives and mothers? And it was like a 2-hour conversation.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something.
It was neat.
I'm gonna text. Okay, DJ. I'm gonna let you get one more, and then we're gonna head out.
Okay. So also for people who are looking to start a relationship, I don't know if y'all heard of it, but the book The Five Love Languages.
Yes.
That is an awesome book to read. That book will definitely help.
Most
It will
definitely.
help you learn your
Most
partner.
Yeah.
definitely. And now that we on love languages, I know you want to leave, but when I talk about love languages to somebody like a prospective girl that I may want to take seriously and whatnot, shoot, I explained to her that love languages are a two-way street. Like
Mm.
just like a communicate, just like a communication, just like a conversation. There are languages that you speak well, and there are languages that you like spoken to you. You know what I'm saying? So you really want to establish those when you are getting to know somebody. Because for me personally, I like quality time, and I like dang it,
Access
what was it?
service.
Acts of service and quality time spoken to
How
me.
you know that, Brittany?
I
I
can
don't
tell
know. I don't
It's a
know.
dope book.
I
How
don't
you
know.
know?
It's there.
but by
But
talking to both of them and you hearing, like, you can kind of tell.
yeah, and acts
Yeah.
of service. But the ones that I speak well is gift giving and words of affirmation. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So you want to find like what people are strong with, and that's how you really find how somebody is compatible with you at the same time.
Preach. Y'all
So,
both are preach.
yeah,
Wildcard and Matthew. Yes. We gotta love people in their love language. Once you learn people, you understand, because guys naturally are gift givers. But if you have a girl like me, gift giving is my last. That's number 5 on my list out of the top 5.
because you
That's
could
good
give your
though.
So he can give
That's good though.
all the gifts in the world, and I'm like, thank you, and I'm very appreciative. But then to him, he like, well, did they not like it? But you got to learn your part, like y'all just both said. Like, we have strengths, and then we have how we want to be loved. And so you got to learn your partner, or when you're dating somebody, how they want to be loved. It's like, I don't know. It's like it's like a secret weapon. Like, oh, she likes acts of service, so let me do this, and you're gonna win every time. I'm like, you keep buying me gifts, and I'm like, thank you, baby, thanks. And
right.
like, all I wanted was my feet rubbed.
Oh,
Hey, do me a favor, DJ. Can you please put somebody who asked for the name of the book?
The
Please
five
put,
love the five it's called The Five Love Languages.
okay. I
That's
gotta
the name
check
of the
that
book.
out. First of all, I want to say thank you, DJ. He came on, but it sounds like we probably should have had him on in the beginning. Oh, but no, you dropped some knowledge though, so I want to say thank you. For all of our people, make sure that you follow, now that we know, DJ, Brittany, Matthew, and myself. I mean, we had a really good conversation. Low key, just low key. This was kind of a therapy session.
Slick,
A little bit.
look.
What you say? This is a quick look. What's going on?
But it's good to have these conversations because you never know what's going on in somebody's thought process and in somebody's life where they need something like this and don't have, and because they don't have anybody to talk to, they need this. So it's good to have. That's why I was like, when I first said, like, yo, I need to be in this live. Like, I swear I do.
And it's
But
dope to have the male and the female perspective, because so many times you may just have the females chatting or the guys chatting, but it's like, let's bring it together. Let's figure out how we can make it work.
common ground.
You will back look for in a woman,
Common
we'll turn
ground.
the guys on, because sometimes we may think we got it all together or we know all the answers, and it's like, no, sis, he just told you.
Hey, and
This is
You don't
what they
like
like.
that.
and to
Do
let
me a favor.
y'all know, I just did a movie and I'm doing a cartoon too. But I just did a movie called Blemish.
Blemish?
Okay.
Yes, it's called Blemish. And I played a pastor in the movie.
Oh, shoot.
So
You a wild card for real. They got to play the past well.
I played a pastor in the movie, and it's also a cartoon that me and another friend are working on. It's called The Petty Family. It's a black related movie. It's kind of got a Boondocks and Cleveland Family and Family Guy all mixed in.
Can you type your Instagram in at the bottom so
Sure.
we can finally see where
Sure.
And do me a favor, if y'all liked tonight, because I think the producer minded me, the wheels will start to turn after this.
go, girl.
So I'm trying to think what else we can do. But if you liked what you heard tonight, in order for me to do this again, I need 5 people, not the hosts on here, but 5 people on here to DM me relationships. you DM me with the word relationships, then I'll come out and I'll spit out with something new. Somebody said I would like to see more of Matt for sure. This is his mother, and I really like that. Put the name of the movie you said is what again?
Appreciate you, Mom.
Blemish.
She said that's your
So
mom.
right, it's called Blemish. It's called Blemish, and Damon Dash picked it up. So he's getting ready to put it on Amazon Prime, Hulu, and a couple other sites. So when you see it, if you follow me, you definitely know when it comes out. If you hop on YouTube, you can see the pet in episode 2, and I'm the guy that has the black and white jacket on.
Okay.
My name is Lee.
Go ahead. I've seen Dame Dash on YouTube. He fly now.
We'll check
That
it
man
out.
is smart.
Okay.
All
So,
right, good people. DJ,
thank
we
y'all.
want to say thank you.
Thank y'all.
I wish I could give you them claps. I'll have my board on here next time.
Nah, thank y'all for letting me. Thank y'all for letting me. For letting me come on. I definitely will be following y'all back. I need to like delete some people first because I got 7,500 followers, and I can't really add nobody else. But
that's the cap they give you. Delete
yeah,
people
right.
who are not motivating you, who are not. No, delete.
Right.
Go through and do a social media cleanse.
So I ask all 3 of y'all, please send me an inbox so when I delete them, I can definitely add all 3 of y'all so that way when y'all do this again, maybe not so much for me to come into the live, but I can just come in and,
Yeah, I hit you, bro.
Yo, because I definitely enjoyed all 3 of y'all. Y'all definitely like are dope in y'all own way. Just hearing each one of y'all talk. So I salute all 3 of y'all in every shape, form, and fashion. I pray that all 3 of y'all, reaching y'all journeys where y'all are meant to be, and that's where I'm at.
Come on, DJ. Don't let me start preaching. God bless you. Go on and get off while I stay on. Go on and get off.
Won't need to do it.
Okay, let me see this. Again, all of my good people, I've been following Brittany now for a minute. And I just love her. I'm trying to get away from saying this word, hustle. But I really love, like, you bring a light on camera, right? You do. And any woman who is bold enough to get their own beauty brand to promote it, do the booking, say, hey, this is where I'm at in life, and take people on the journey. I love honoring that. So I just want to say, bless you, my girl, my friend. I look forward to having another conversation with you. And before we head out, is there anything that your audience should look for that you're doing in the near future?
Audience, look for. Okay, so DJ Wildcard was promoting. I do have a movie entitled Butterscotch Chocolate on Amazon right now, and I play a sex addicted bipolar lawyer. So it's real. It's crazy, but it's called Butterscotch Chocolate. So I navigate through life, love, and relationships with this disorder. So yeah, y'all can catch that on Amazon. Butterscotch Chocolate. I also have another movie coming out later. I'm going to be on a dating reality show that drops in, I think, late March.
Where?
I can't say whose network.
Never mind. Okay, whatever, Brittany.
It's one of the major networks. Since I'm back into the dating pool, I wanted to try something different. I was like, let's do a dating show. Why not? But yeah, it is a reality show. Some people may have seen it. So I will be promoting that next month. And yeah.
I know what it is. Is it very, very popular?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna DM you.
Okay.
But yeah, I just want to say thank you all. Thank you for having me. I think you and Matt are very dope. This was very educational, as well as, like you said, therapeutic. And anybody else that's on here, make sure y'all follow me on my business page. Well, The Passion Experience. Experience is with an X, not an E. So if it's anybody that influencers, models, act, whatever, like I said, I do extras, casting at Tyler Studios, book people for commercials, acting gigs, everything. Reach out, kids, mom and daddy.
And I say this because, Matt, I'm head to you, but I'm telling y'all, Brittany is in the acting world. We might be in the same group, Actors Link Up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out to Actors Link Up.
She is dope. I want y'all to continue following her. More good things are gonna be happening. But I'm gonna let you go, girl. But I gotta watch your movie. What's the name of the movie on Amazon?
Amazon butterscotch chocolate, like the candy, butterscotch chocolate.
Butterscotch.
Yeah.
Boy.
That's now, all right, Matthew. When I get my first house, you better be ready.
Oh, hey, look, I got you.
About next year.
Just let me know where.
All right.
All right, girl. I'm gonna talk to you later.
Bye, Queen. Bye, King.
Bye.
All right.
Matthew, now you gotta tell people there's something that you're doing in the near future. You are selling a whole bunch of houses. You actually invest in buying up a whole bunch of land.
Right.
But tell the audience what they need to look forward to.
All right. So soon I will be going into mentorship, teaching people how to wholesale houses, teaching people how to flip properties without even going into them, teach people how to draft contracts and all of that. So that's in the near future. I start out some marketing campaigns in a few months. So make sure y'all follow me and be on the lookout for my posts and stuff like that. And we'll get to rocking.
Man, I love this. Again, I want to say thank you so much for being a guest host. You will be back.
Yeah.
Or whenever the schedule permits.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
If you all like this, I want you all to DM me. It's going to take 5 people, relationships. Then I might cook something up for you guys. But I want to say thank you, Matthew, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
For sure.